Hello and welcome to the Wonky Gamer, episode 49, the epic return. We have returned from the ashes of the phoenix, or we are the phoenix from the ashes. Hello, I'm Stef, and this is Rammy.
Hello.
And DedReckoning.
Evening.
Who has now got the first slot on the screen, so he's like now the host, so he's going to lead the show. No.
Hooray!
If you'd like
On my
to.
screen, I'm on the third slot.
Ah, well, it's
On
mirror
mine,
image
I'm
here.
on the third slot.
Yeah, it's dependent on which screen you're looking at.
I see.
Wow.
I see.
And there you have it, folks. That's our gripping news for 2018.
Yeah.
And now into 2019.
So, sorry we've been away for a while. We did record episode 49 before, and I fucked it up and lost it. So it's great.
It's all your fault.
It's
then.
all my fault.
Yes.
And
blame
then Christmas happened, and no one had any time, including me.
Nope.
So never mind. But we are back, and we are excited to start 2019 because so much has happened. It's been like 2 or 3 months, maybe even longer.
Wow. Really that long?
Lots of
God, we're
interesting
slack.
things have happened.
We've really dropped the ball, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, but there's lots of things to talk
No,
about.
Darth. No.
Also, we've got a bit of a new layout today because I had to reset my computer and I didn't have any of the original files, so this is all new and shiny, which is why we don't have an intro. But I think it looks alright. I think this isn't bad for an hour's work.
Might I suggest OneDrive?
Yeah, I heard OneDrive is good.
Yeah, OneDrive all your shit there, and then even if you reset your computer, you can pull it back.
That's really clever.
Yeah. It's all,
And I'm dumb,
everything's
so...
backed up on OneDrive.
Wow. We're all stuck in 2019. Des living in 3019.
Exactly,
With this
man.
cloud storage.
It's not like OneDrive came along like 10 years ago.
I know, right?
Oh, what, you just ignored it for 10 years?
Yeah. No, I did have to use it for work. Anyway, why are we talking about OneDrive on a gaming show? This is terrible.
Because it's useful for backing up save files and stuff like that.
That's true. That's true.
You've never played OneDrive, the game?
No. Sounds too much like hard work.
It is.
Right, so where are we starting? Because we're kind of YOLOing this today, so I guess...
Oh, and random bit of interesting news that I heard the other day. Apparently, America are making online gambling illegal, and in America, loot boxes are classed as online gambling.
Are they?
Yes.
When did that happen?
Ooh.
I think it was about a week and a half ago or something like that. Someone mentioned to me at work, and I was like, that could be interesting, because the other thing is that it's possible, there is a possibility that England might follow suit. Which
Hooray.
companies with their loot boxes can get stuffed.
When England decides to stop talking about Brexit and do something different.
Yeah, well...
But the thing there
England's just going to burst into flame and fall into the sea, isn't it, in a month or so?
No, everyone's way too apathetic. No one will really care.
the interesting thing about that is that companies that have loot box systems that have already been... I mean, it basically all goes back to Star Wars Battlefront 2 with their loot box system in that. That's what sparked this whole... What the
Thanks,
fuck?
EA.
Yes,
Nice.
but if this law does get passed in America and it does go through properly, and they shut down all online gambling, including loot boxes, that means EA is going to lose a shit ton of money.
Yeah. I mean...
Well, and it's their main...
Online gambling.
As much as everyone complains about Fortnite and the skin system in that and the microtransactions for it...
Oh, dude, Fortnite's nothing. People complain about Fortnite because they don't... it irritates them that it's so popular. I mean, I don't like Fortnite because I play League of Legends and it often beats it number 1 on Twitch. That's why I don't like Fortnite. I've never even fucking played it. I just don't like it.
Little hurt fanboy, you.
Exactly. I mean, apparently numbers are dropping on Fortnite streaming, so League's going to be back on top.
Yeah,
But,
Nintendo 64, what was it, Donkey Kong 64 was on like 12th or something like that in the
Really?
Twitch streaming lists.
Well, what does that say about modern gaming? I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe that they've stopped making good games? Well, actually, that's not true. But EA,
I think
and big
what
companies...
happened there was one of the big streamers probably got bought a SNES Mini Classic.
Yeah, to be fair,
Yeah.
if Ninja swapped games, that game would probably be top of the
Well,
pops.
His
that's
followers
actually happened recently, because Sea of Thieves has now
Yep.
jumped all
Yeah.
the way up the rankings, hasn't it?
And
Because there
nobody's
was
got
one.
any bloody clue as to how it happened. It's like someone started playing it and then was like, "Oh yeah, that game exists. Let's have a
Didn't
look
they
at that."
fix the game though? Didn't they actually
they
make
put,
it
they
work?
put shitloads of stuff in it. They put
Yeah.
tons of stuff in it.
They pulled out all the stops to make it better, but I forget the name of the streamer that
Shroud?
kind of
He's
kicked it all
popular.
off.
I don't know.
I don't know. Some
It
guy
began
started
with an
streaming
S, I think.
Shroud, maybe?
No, that doesn't
Oh no,
sound right.
Summit 1G.
Yeah, Salami or something.
Yeah.
it. So basically, it's because he started playing it. People have started watching it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's quite interesting. 'Cause see if Thieves had potential, but it's a bit like No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is apparently a good game now. No, I'm not even joking.
I enjoyed it at the time, though.
I would
But-
really like a game like Eve, but without the ganking and murdering.
I would like a game like Eve that played less like a spreadsheet, but had
Yes.
and
There
you
is
could
that
kind of
side,
move in your
You know,
ship.
Actual
without-
game elements.
Well, I quite enjoyed Eve. It had nice elements to it, but the bit that annoyed me the most was constantly having to try not to get killed. Especially when you spent a month building up your skill points so you can fly the ship you're in, and then you get reset to half your skill points. You have to start again. It's like,
Wow, that just sounds super annoying.
Speaking of, going back to oh my god, my brain just flopped into another dimension. I have no idea what I was going to say. God damn it. Oh yeah, go
But
back to...
I used the wibbly hands to go back in time and everything.
I think what we should do is we should talk about our top 5 games of 2018. Because that might be a good start to this show.
quite possibly. I've got to think of 5 games from last year that I really enjoyed. Oh, there's going to be Fortnite's going to be one of them, because I've played that.
Oh, I
Something like
played that. Yes, I'll have that as well. Good.
Yep.
So
Both
you
versions.
both found one. I played a lot of
Oh,
League of
I'll take the
Legends.
world.
Not the Battle Royale version of Fortnite, though. I'm going to add on an
Ooh.
addendum, because I suck at that. But
I've
the
got a lot
Save the
better
World
at it.
is awesome.
That
I'm
moment
doing
when I opened
spectacularly well
Steam.
this season. It's amazing. It must be a sign of the apocalypse, because I'm pretty much on top of all the challenges for the weeks, so that's
Wow.
weird. What other? Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I played some of that.
That was pretty good. I'd probably put that on the list. Yeah.
Games came out this year. Red Dead. That's
Oh,
good.
Red Dead, that's definitely on there.
Legacy Villains. That was cool.
I just need to play more of it, though. This is my cat, Darth Vader.
Excellent.
I'm sure I've played other games this year. I'm just struggling.
I'm going to have to fall back on Minecraft as well, because I spent a lot of time doing stuff on Minecraft this year.
I'll say League.
Yeah,
then.
and you did an actual thing, though, on
Yes, I've
Minecraft,
done an
not
actual
just
thing.
playing it.
I spent a
So,
bunch of time making a mod pack.
Shameless
Self-promotion.
plug.
Yep, the Cardist pack. Cardist pack for 1.12. Available on Curse. By me.
Okay, I'm going to say a couple more then, but they might not necessarily be 2018. I'm not 100% sure.
We've lost track.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah, it was 2018.
Oh,
that
was it?
History
Yeah,
Simulator.
you were really into that.
That was sick. That was a really
And
good
you-
game.
And didn't you keep going out drinking with that alcoholic priest or something?
Oh man, it was mint. Oh, it was so good. That was a really good game because it added some really new ways of telling stories that was, I don't know, it was really well done. And I would also say, which Dead's going to hate, is Final Fantasy X and X-2, which came out on PC and PlayStation 4 and probably Xbox, I don't know.
Oh, that reminds me. Isn't Final Fantasia 53.5.296 out today.
Do not put Kingdom Hearts in the same bracket as Final Fantasy. You absolute heathen. Jesus Christ.
Are there characters in it from Final Fantasy?
There are, but it's we're like melded with Disney characters.
Is it the bastard offspring of Disney and Final Fantasy?
Yes.
Yes, but it's like
The other funny thing about that is
it's like the
spoilers
ugly
for that game was built
stepchild.
on
We
Pornhub.
don't talk about that.
So that's just more proof to my theory that all JPRPGs are porn.
I don't know. Fortnite's a bit like that, though, isn't it? Really, when the skins and stuff are pretty revealing. Do you know what I mean? If you
Isn't
think
that
about
the
it,
most modus operandi of most video games?
Pretty much.
the sexualization of both genders, generally.
Yeah.
You only need to play Final Fantasy 15 to see the sexualization of men.
Hooray! It's a
Hooray.
bromance.
A bromance. What else was good? I mean, I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey was pretty damn good, actually. They're getting better.
I'm still halfway. Well, yeah, I'm still probably about halfway through it at the moment. I think. It's shit.
I intend to pick that up one day.
You know what we haven't talked about?
No.
You know what we haven't talked about, Dad, which you thought was awesome before it came out. You were defending this like a proper champ.
Oh.
I can't remember.
Fallout 76.
They found NPCs in it, so fuck you.
What, in the dodgy developer room
Hey,
where they were duping items away?
Look.
Yeah, the thing is,
Oh
they
my
have
God.
found.
The kids bought it me for Christmas.
People have actually found
I've never played
NPCs
it.
now. So the idea of the game is that all the NPCs came out of the vault with you, and it's taken them time to establish themselves in the world again. They're not just there on day one. They
But
have
let's
to
let's
set
let's be
life.
truthful. Is it a good game?
I've not played it.
It's that
You
good.
bought the collector's edition.
I've got the collector's edition
fuck?
for somebody else in the house. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Okay.
Man, you were totally white knighting that game, and you haven't even
I
played
still
it.
am. I still am.
But you
because
haven't
people-
played it. I've played it. It's shit.
Hang on,
Like-
hang on.
I've seen enough of it being
Have
played.
you watched that game be played?
Myself,
Oh,
yes.
Was it good?
Yes.
God. Fucking hell.
I still
Dude, the
stand by the fact that everyone has fucking misunderstood what that game
Okay,
is about.
okay, no, they haven't. Like, I
this
knew
is
exactly
No
what that
Man's
game was
Sky
about.
all over
That's why
again.
it's like, right. I will explain my experience of Fallout 76. Okay, come out the vault. You follow the main quest line. First quest is, ooh, there's something like you find a terminal, and the terminal says something about water filtration. You're like, oh, okay. It's like, go to find the water pump. So you go to the water pump and it's like, oh, the water's dirty. Okay, go to this other terminal and then you can find this thing that will filter the water. Okay, cool. And then you filter the water in this other place that you go. And then that's the quest. And that pretty much sums up the game. It's like the most boring shit.
Fallout 4 had a quest, it was exactly the same. Go and find this guy.
Fallout 4 was
Get the
shit
chip
as
from
well,
him.
just
So
not
that
as
you can make
shit. I mean, come on, Fallout 4 was a joke. It wasn't a joke, but it wasn't a great
There's
game.
an awful lot of people who will tell you to fuck off.
An awful lot
Have you
less
not just
people.
explained all role-playing games with that very loose description of the water filtration system?
Yeah.
No, because no one uses that example.
Get me
Different
10 of
versions
them
of how
and bring them
fun the
back.
thing you're doing is.
Okay, have
But-
you played The Witcher 3?
No.
Okay, look at the quest in that and compare them to Fallout 76, and I tell you now, they're very different.
But do they involve you going to a place,
Getting 10
doing
things.
a thing, maybe going to another place and doing a thing?
Yeah, but guess
and
what?
then
It
going
actually
back
has
somewhere else.
It
to
actually has a
achieve
story and characters
thing.
in the game.
I know. I'm just.
Like, there's a big difference. It's like saying, I mean, all games are coded, so of course all of them have are logic based. I mean,
I know. I
come
was
on,
taking the the pure
Fallout
looser
76
sense
was
of the
was
term.
probably the worst release of 2018. Like it seriously flopped. It's massively damaged Bethesda's reputation as a company. We've got to at least accept that. Whether or not you think it's good, Dad, it didn't go down.
There's the other side of it where everyone fucking expected NPCs in a world that has blatantly just been blown up like a week and a half
I know, but I
before.
think most people got the concept of the other players are the other characters. But you know, I think the problem is when you've got
No one wanted that.
no one wants that. Who like, you know, I remember back in the day when people did used to roleplay. I remember playing Star Wars Galaxies, and it was awesome. You know, you had role-playing dancers that you would tip money, and it was sweet, right? People loved that. You go tip the Doctor. People were proper in character. That was in like early 2000s. People don't role-play in games, like especially Fallout. Especially
I'd like
when
to
you
disagree.
Okay, but generally,
Because my son is kind of getting into games on the PC more than the Xbox at the moment. He's even shying away from Fortnite, which
wow,
he's 12, so that's kind of unbelievable.
your son's cool, man. He's one of the
I know,
few cool
but
12-year-olds on this
He
planet.
role plays the games he's playing. Like he's playing, I think, something called SCP,
All right.
which is some free-to-play game, and I think there are prisoners or scientists. There's different factions, but hear him chatting away to literally just the people online. I should maybe, monitor him better, but he's enjoying himself, having a bit of fun.
Sweet.
But yeah, he gives it his all and actually does some proper role playing. So,
Because he's got a good fatherly influence, that's why.
I wish.
But yeah, but I mean, what I mean is, Fallout 76 is a game where they actually released the game with open mic, basically. So you couldn't turn your mic off and have push to talk. So literally, as soon as you log in, you've got people from 7 different countries speaking in different languages. Some of them making farting noises or playing music to wind people up. And it's like it's not. If you want a game that for the kind of role playing aspect of the players are characters, then I don't think they did it right. They
should have given people a choice of, I want either A, the troll server, or B, the roleplay server.
Yeah, but to be fair, I used to log on Arma 2 mods onto role-playing servers just to troll people. I mean...
Well, you clicked the wrong button, Steph. You should have clicked the troll server.
I don't know, trolling's always good. What else do we have? I mean, we've got Anthem coming up. You guys, you've played a bit of it, and are you allowed to talk about it? It was a public alpha, was it, or?
It's a VIP beta test for people who have pre-ordered it already. Then there's going to be a public beta next weekend.
I was in the alpha, but I'm sure there was NDA and stuff, so I can maybe not talk about it yet.
In theory,
Thumbs up for it was good. Thumbs down for it was bad. Like a little wave to say it's kind of like.
You mean that?
Interesting.
Totally unrelated. My cat walking past here was a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen a little bit of coverage where I think a website has managed to play a few hours of the game from the beginning, and they said, and they were quite positive about it. They said that it does have like a lot of the BioWare story.
Yeah.
A bit less perhaps than normally, but it also has that kind of Division-y-esque side to it. So it might be a good game, and if EA are clever, which they might be, because they did backtrack, they delayed Anthem because of all the loot box drama. So you do wonder whether they're thinking we need a win here, so we need to just
I've heard
make this good.
Give some away.
Stuff from YouTube and stuff like that. The plan for Anthem is, unlike Destiny, all the additional content will be free because they don't want to
alienate the world.
It's not so much alienate wasn't the word that they used, but basically
I know, but
that bracketing system segregate. Not so.
Yeah.
Segregate's not the word.
Yeah.
But
Segregate is the word, man.
Yeah.
It's not the word that was used though. But the idea is that they don't want different tiers of players where some people have got all the content and the people that they want to play with that have got none of the content can
go
play
jump in
together.
the lake.
So what they've done is they're going to make all the extra missions and stuff like that and all the extra storylines that are released continuing the story on will be free, and there will be some kind of, as the streamer put it, some kind of Javelin DLC. I don't know what that's all about.
Okay. Well,
from that statement, I'm going to take it. They are going to do javelins are your exo armor. So I am going to take it from that they are doing customizable color schemes.
So that's a lot more reasonable. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of microtransactions, but if they are going to be supporting it because they did the whole Destiny, it's going to be a 10-year plan. So
and then fucked it.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
With the first DLC.
Apparently that wasn't all Bungie's idea.
Well, we'll see.
Bungie for it, but who?
Oh, it's EA. Not EA. It's Activision, isn't it? Which we also could touch upon after this.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
They're going back to Microsoft now.
Are they actually with Microsoft?
Fuck off. Yeah, no. They are confirmed going back to Microsoft.
Oh, were they? Brilliant. That's good.
They were confirmed like a day, like I would say, was it about a week and a half? When I sent you that message about it, when we had that conversation, it was about 2 days before that.
I saw some interesting news.
There was a post from Microsoft saying, we're really looking forward to working with our mates over at Bungie again.
God, if they get the Halo license, well, they have the Halo license. If they can start doing that again, that'd be cool.
They can maybe fix the
have the license for it at the moment.
Are they not owned by Microsoft?
343 are owned by Microsoft, I would assume, because they're doing the Halo games and that's a Microsoft exclusive.
So there you go.
343 wasn't it a separate?
It was bad at writing.
It was a separation of the company of Bungie. I thought half of them went off to be something else and continue the Halo story, and Bungie went off to fuck up Destiny.
Speaking of which, we got a bit of a segue here because there's all sorts of news about Activision recently that was quite interesting. Yeah. They had an excellent little preview for all their mainly PC gamers going to the Blizzard conference, and they saved the piece de la résistance, Diablo Immortal. Everyone's really excited for the new Diablo 4 game, and they got a mobile game aimed at the Chinese.
Oh,
so
dear.
The best thing about it is that the game that is Diablo Immortal is a reskinned version of a failed Diablo clone.
Excellent. Made by the same studio who makes those clones.
Good work.
So this company made a Diablo clone and it failed, and now it's been picked up again as Diablo, which is funny. And the funniest thing is the guy who is now an internet legend who stood there in the Q&A and said, just one quick question. Is this some kind of out-of-season April Fool's joke? At which point the guy on stage was kind of like looking around for support, was like, no, it's the new Diablo game.
And then he says,
and somebody else jumped in and was like, no, it's a new game, it's going to be awesome and shit like that. And, like,
and then he said, have you guys not got phones? And then one of the other Blizzard guys goes, yeah, have you guys not got phones? And everyone was just like,
what?
Well, yeah.
For ringing people.
So
having to answer text messages.
That was a spectacular fail. They've then released some kind of Diablo 4 header screen. No, seriously, we are working on the Diablo 4 as well.
Shit, quick, get everyone working on that. And tying in, I think it is Blizzard, I saw news recently that the main writer for CD Projekt Red, who worked on Cyberpunk 2077, has jumped ship to Blizzard. I think it was Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard needs all the help they can get now. I didn't think they were that closely tied to Activision, but for some reason, Activision have managed to pull a hostile takeover. They are replacing staff members with their own minions. They are the co-founder of Blizzard, Mike Morhaime, he got basically removed from his position and forced into a position where he had to quit.
Oh my god!
I was like, what the fuck?
And let's face it,
You
World
created
of
this company
Warcraft
and you fucked them.
and World of
Okay.
Warcraft's not going well. Like the new
And
game is not.
The
going
other
well.
side of it is that their esports side has been severely hampered with things like Heroes of the Storm and Hearthstone. They've halved the release schedules and pulled a whole lot of the esports funding and stuff like that.
Without
And
telling
without
telling the
people that
pro
play it.
teams. They didn't even
So
tell
they're
the
all
pro
out of a job
teams.
now. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
surprise.
cheers.
Like loads of companies. You're talking. I mean, I don't know what all the main companies were, but they were
Also-
big gaming esports companies that just got completely shafted.
The moment they did that, and all this news started coming out about what they're doing to Blizzard, EA's shares, not EA, Activision's shares, sorry, tanked. Spectacularly.
I mean, I think
Oh,
the biggest
speaking of
problem.
esports, I've got another segue actually, and this is one for Stef, I think.
Oh, dear.
Because I know what a big fan of the series you are, Steph, but there's going to be a farming simulator esports league.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not. That's a thing.
How? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
People love farming and competitive farming even more. It's going to be an esport.
But how? What do you do? Is it like
Farm.
microing farming faster,
Farm.
like the StarCraft way?
Fastest person
farm.
to plough a field?
That's not going to be exciting to watch.
Farm. Yep, but it's coming.
Tractor racing?
No.
I knew you'd like that, Steph. Save that one just for you.
Speaking of which, Season 9 of League of Legends started only yesterday.
Season
And you
9?
lost already.
Is that all?
No, I've played 3 of my 10 placement games and won every single one so far.
Oh,
So really
so
good start.
where have you placed?
I haven't placed yet. I've got to do all 10, but you do see you now
It's the seed
see
matches.
at the beginning
it's like
where you.
StarCraft, you have to play 5
Yeah,
matches to get yourself seeded.
But I know where I am at the
You've
moment.
played all 10 and won all 10.
No. There are 10 altogether that you play, but
Yeah.
I've only played
Yeah.
3, and I've won all
Oh,
of
you
them.
played 3 and you've won 3. Right.
But
okay.
you can see your current ranking because you start a lot lower than the previous season, but during the placements you go up a lot faster if you win.
Yeah.
So I started on Silver 2 when on the first one, and I'm now Silver 1 and
Oh.
halfway to Gold, just off. Yeah. So hopefully I'll hit Gold, but you know, pretty quickly. But also they've changed the whole game. So it used to be a joke if you're in Bronze, but they added a new
Right.
tier called Iron. So now Iron's like the lowest of the low. So there's now like a lot more divisions below Silver. So actually,
Oh, right, okay.
Underneath
So-
iron is like wood.
we don't have wood. Maybe we'll get wood one day. That'd be good.
Steph hopes to get wood one day.
One day. One day. I've been trying the
I don't
Viagra,
feel
but
for
I've
that,
had no luck. No luck. You hit 31 and it's all downhill from here.
Might be for you.
Oh dear.
I've got one right now.
The sad tale. The sad tale of Stef Emp. Anyway, enough of that. The horror, the sadness. Weeping at night. Crying into your pillow. Anyway, where were we? Going back to gaming news. I'm completely lost now.
Well, we've discussed some things that have happened. I also heard another rumour,
Oh yeah?
again, about CD Projekt Red, and the fact, like, they've been blagging the fact they worked on
Hideo Kojima.
Cyberpunk 2077 for years and years and years. No, they kind of only just started after the last Witcher DLC came out, and then they're like, right, let's get everyone moved over. We can crack on with this now.
Shit.
But it may just be a rumor, or maybe I made it up.
Depends who said it. I mean, that Jason Schreier guy, for all his faults, is really good at getting info, if you've heard of him.
Mm.
He works for
No.
Kotaku, which is one of my least favourite websites, but
It's probably Kotaku then.
Right. I don't know. I think Cyberpunk's going to be really good.
Headlines and fake news. So.
Well, the problem is when all news is fake.
Yes.
Then you can't really not read fake news.
I'm looking forward to Brexit Simulator.
We're already in it.
I know, right? Well,
life is just a game.
Isn't Theresa May basically saves coming her way through it at the moment?
Let's not talk about Brexit because we could do a whole podcast on that, and
I'd rather
probably
not.
upset.
I'd rather punch myself in the nuts repeatedly.
Yeah, I hear about it enough. I actually stopped watching the news because I can't be arsed. It's so boring.
It's that terrible.
It is that terrible. It's like, why can't we go back to like talking about people that died in a hurricane instead of this shit?
Just because it's a bit lighter.
It's a bit lighter, you know, it's less depressing. Fucking hell, I can't have said that. Anyway, moving on from that.
Welcome to England, we're all screwed.
Yeah, if you live in England, you have two forms of news: Brexit, and then people obsessing over Donald Trump. That's about it. That's about it.
Wow. Is there any more gaming news we can think of?
Oh God, there's loads. There's loads.
Hideo Kojima's been to a visit. The guys over at Gorilla. Was it Gorilla?
Yeah, he sent a little.
Where?
Yeah, because Guerrilla Games gave him a little box with a demo of Horizon Zero Dawn back in the day.
Oh, gave him a bit more than
that.
They gave him a game engine to use as well.
Well, yes, they also. Oh no, it was the game engine in the box. That's what it was.
Yeah. There was collaboration.
Yeah, so he's using their game engine for Horizon Zero Dawn to make Delivery Stranded.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Norman Reedus game.
Yeah, the Postman Simulator.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of excited about it, but I kind of felt Metal Gear 5 was so appalling, and I don't just blame Konami for that. So I don't. That for me was the equivalent of how Ferg felt about No Man's Sky. Like, for me, that was probably the biggest betrayal. Also, that's the point. Anyone that was looking forward to the Vampire recordings, that fell on its ass, so I'm sorry about that. Unfortunately.
Yep.
But never mind. Yeah, what other news do we have? I mean, there's been so much. I can't believe I'm not thinking of any off the top of my head, really.
Resident Evil 2 came out today, or a remake of Resident Evil 2, and there was some kind of a go and get your face chewed off by a zombie in London event.
It was really... It's been really successful.
Loads of people played the demo, didn't they?
Yeah, and it's been really successful.
I played the original game, so didn't.
I think Resident Evil's been getting, like, is it not 10s across the board, pretty much? 9.5s and 10s?
Is it? Right.
Yeah, I think Netflix picked up a TV
that,
show.
Or it was Kingdom Hearts 3, but I can't... No, I'm pretty sure it was Resident Evil.
To be honest, the best...
It was Resident Evil because someone was talking at me about it. It was like...
do you know why I've been...
Resident Evils? Not anymore.
Do you know why I've been so excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 to release?
Because you
love
got a Final
Mickey.
Fantasy fetish and you like Disney?
No, I don't like Kingdom Hearts 3 at all. But they're going to start actually telling us stuff about Final Fantasy 7 Remake once they've released it.
Then no.
They are.
No.
I actually legit am calling it's coming out at Christmas. Episode 1.
Not. It's
coming out
entirely
Christmas.
made up.
No.
So it's Square Enix.
We hallucinated it.
Square Enix
It's
are the guys
not a
that
real
make it.
thing.
Who are they partnered?
What, Square Enix for making it?
No. Who? Square Enix makes games.
Right.
Who is it that publishes them for them?
Square Enix.
Not Activision.
Oh, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure Square Enix is heavily embedded.
I'm pretty sure Square's owned by itself because Square Enix publishes other games. I think. I might be wrong.
Square Enix and Activision have done some stuff together.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that.
Any company with any startup company that's making games that gets approached by Activision should pretty much just go, Yeah.
Oh, bad touch, bad touch.
We saw what you did in a week to Blizzard. Fuck
It's
off.
not. It's not. Square Enix publishes, distributes, and licenses entertainment content worldwide. The company was founded. Blah blah blah.
I'm sure they've done something together. I can't remember what the fuck it was though.
Square Enix's American boss calls Activision crazy for dumping something or other. I don't think they're related, actually.
Well, they're not. I could have sworn they did something together. I can't remember what it was, but maybe I'm clearly wrong about that.
They might have done. Oh, here we go. Square Enix to publish Activision Blizzard's James Bond 007. Oh, that was in 2009. I don't know, but I don't think
it really matters.
It does matter a lot, actually. If they were owned by Activision, I'd be pretty pissed. But I don't think they are, because they published Tomb Raider, Square Enix.
Mm. Oh yeah, so they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just any company that gets approached by Activision should be thinking twice, I think. Oh, it's actually fucking loading. Let's exchange. Error, retrieving Anthem Live service data. Oh, cheers.
Have you been trying to get on Anthem this whole time?
Yep.
Has it worked yet?
I keep getting like the load screen with all the people on it.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Screen, and the three javelins sat at the back with the guy.
Yeah.
Back on.
That's nothing. You've got to actually get into the game.
I'm going to ruin your day, Dad.
There we go.
IGN. EA working to fix Anthem demo server issues.
I know.
It's broken.
It's gone into a loady screen with a face and a scrolly bar across the top.
Look, let's do the bloody podcast. Stop playing Anthem, you fool.
What do you mean playing Anthem? It's like playing GTA Online on the day it released.
Yeah, I'm in the loop. I'm just going back around in the same screen all the time. I'm loading the game. No, back to the start.
Oh dear. Well, you know what? I mean, I hope that BioWare is still a good
close it and
company.
start it again, and I keep doing it. No.
So yeah, you heard it here live. Anthem doesn't work
At the moment.
At all.
It's like Fallout 76 on PC all over again. Oh dear.
That's why every now and then, like, my face gets lit up by a big white screen. Okay. Like that one.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
It says Anthem just there.
I thought you just had a box with someone's soul in it that you kept opening every so often.
That reminds me of Angel.
Yes.
I've been
I have
rewatching
their
Angel.
soul.
That reminds me
They
of that.
can't have it back.
BioWare. I've seen that BioWare logo 15 times now. So the game.
It won't.
So
It's like, I was hoping to do like a, this is my first impressions. Fuck me, it's awesome. But, you know, I'm stuck in the queue. It's like
I'll tell you what else came out. Was it 2008? Yeah, it was 2018. Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
I played it. It's pretty damn good, actually.
Oh, I've just never been into the whole Smash Brothers thing though. It's a game that has never gripped
grab.
me.
It always has been a cash grab. Here's some other characters from other games that play all together in one game. Hey.
It's kind of fun to play though, and it does have its own esports thing. I mean, Smash is fun to play with friends.
And that's actually segued into another bit of news I heard.
What's that?
The Switch is, at the moment, the top-selling console in the States.
That's because they've announced they're releasing a load of Final Fantasy games for it.
The other bit of news is that Xbox One X has officially outsold PlayStation Pro.
Well, we all knew that was going to happen.
5 isn't much of a high target, really, is it?
Yeah. And the other good news is that PlayStation generally is massively outselling Xbox.
We shall see.
Xbox won't win.
This year, Xbox and Microsoft, they had more sales over this Christmas than PlayStation did.
In the world?
Yes.
Okay.
There have been more Xboxes sold this Christmas just gone than PlayStations.
Well, it's because everyone's got a
because
PlayStation.
Spider-Man came out just before Christmas.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we've got to admit, PlayStation has had better exclusives.
Yeah.
If you like that style of game.
Horizon
God,
Zero
so
Dawn,
mind about-
which you played on your PS4 that you own, because you couldn't
I
play
don't
on
own the
Xbox.
PS4. You're completely wrong with that statement.
You don't own one.
There's
I
one in your
I don't
house
own
that
it.
you-
There is one in my house.
that you
Okay, but
cheat
you
on your
bought-
Xbox with.
Yeah, man,
But-
you got a secret mistress
Yes, they've
console.
had some exclusives that I've picked up, but that's 4. no, that's 4 games that I've picked up for that console.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing.
Okay, but
I
how-
don't understand why
It's
we
not
all
even
see
4
this
ga-
as a bad
Yeah,
It's
thing.
not
it-
even 4 games; it's 3 games.
I totally own.
Okay,
every
but name me
console
the
if I could,
exclusives
and
you've got on Xbox. Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, Forza Horizon 4, Halo 5, Halo the Master Chief Collection, Quantum Break.
That's on Games Pass now.
It's also on PC.
Recall, thank you. Yeah, Microsoft. Then, if you want to go that route and be fucking all pedantic wording.
Play anywhere,
Gears of War.
Except
except
on
on the
PlayStation.
toilet,
Gears of War
unless
4.
you've got a Switch.
What else have I got? Considerably more on the Xbox than I have on the PlayStation.
They're exclusives. Are they any good though? Are any of them as good as Horizon Zero Dawn?
So, Gears of War is hugely popular.
No,
It has its
no,
own
no,
sport.
no, 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 wait a minute.
I've enjoyed playing
In
the
your
PS
opinion,
series.
in your opinion, are any of those better than Horizon Zero Dawn? Those games.
Depends on what game. If I want to play a game like Horizon Zero, play that. If I want to play a game like Gears of War, it's not exactly the same. It's like saying, do you like cheese or do you like chalk?
Well, no one
Which
likes
would you
chalk.
rather eat?
No one would rather eat
I'd
chalk.
rather use the cheese to draw on blackboards with, just to upset
So-
teachers.
So in this example, the cheese is a PlayStation and the chalk is the Xbox. No one likes eating chalk, so it's obviously
Speak for
cheese.
yourself. Chalky.
But enough of this, like
Also, the rare cat
console
you can't get that
comparison.
on PlayStation.
Hmm?
Also, the rare replay, you can't get that on PlayStation.
Yeah, but you
Look.
can on PC.
We'd all own all
Yeah,
of them if we
under
could.
the Microsoft-
Let's be honest.
Play Anywhere title, so you know that's still technically Microsoft. If you want to go down the route of okay, fine, things that are available only on Microsoft and things that are only available on PlayStation.
I don't know. Anyway, moving on. PlayStation PC Master Race. Oh, the other news, another little EA tidbit, was they've cancelled the open world Star Wars game, which has upset fucking
that's
everyone.
That's brilliant. That is. So LucasArts, they had between, I think it was 2000. I can't remember what years it was. It was a 4-year period between two years. They released 16 games. EA in the same 4-year
that
period
were good.
have released 2 games.
That
How does
were
that
rubbish.
fucking work?
Well, not 2 games, but Star
they've
Wars
released-
games.
Oh, then yeah, right. In Star Wars titles, there were 16 titles released by LucasArts between these 2 dates, and EA have had the same 4-year period to release as many games as they possibly could, and they've done 2.
Well, and you know what?
Which one was basically a reskin of the last one with a storyline added to it.
Well, and
Like a standalone
the other
story.
thing, and the other
Brilliant.
thing, a lot of people are actually coming out saying, like, really pushing for the license to be taken back because
Yes.
even
yes,
the
because EA are doing
Yeah,
nothing with it
they're-
except ruining
And
the
it's
brand.
shit. And
But even the
everyone loves Star
director-
Wars.
even the director of Rogue One said it's disgusting. Interestingly, he's actually said that.
It's appalling what they're doing with
Yeah,
it.
it is shocking.
They are literally sitting on a franchise so that they can have exclusivity to it, and they're not doing anything with it.
There was a
You're
Lego
not-
game.
That was done by Traveller's Tales. Different company.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was still
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah, but that's done through Lego and Disney, not fucking
Yeah.
EA and Disney.
And
But-
I mean, let's
They are-
face it. Most people, like, I cannot believe that EA owns BioWare and didn't make a KOTOR game. KOTOR 1 and 2 is seen as
They've
like
been trying to. They keep
telling, yeah.
Someone keeps putting the kibosh on it.
Why?
And but because it doesn't have, it's not going to be microtransactions friendly. Like, when did EA last make an actual single player game?
EA should stick to making sports games with microtransactions, which they won't be able to do if these laws all get changed.
Yeah, that would be good. We'll have no publishers left.
Oh, it'll cripple EA and their let's give you a loot box of bloody fucking Pokemon cards for footballers.
Well, the thing is, EA and Activision are really making Ubisoft shine at the moment. Because Ubisoft, in my opinion, are getting better and better. Like, they literally recently just hired one of the writers from BioWare to work on, hopefully work on some of the Assassin's Creed stuff. And they've clocked on with their Assassin's Creed stuff that they actually need to write story, and it's really working. Although actually they've had a bit of an issue, haven't they, recently?
That
a bit of a political issue.
Are you talking about the DLC content?
Yeah.
Right, the DLC content. Right, so the biggest problem is the SJW community is kicking off because you are forced into a heterosexual relationship at some point so that you can have a child. So the other options that are left if you didn't have the heterosexual relationship is that there is a lesbian relationship. No problem with that at all. But if she's going to get pregnant, she's going to have to be raped, probably. Because she's a lesbian. She's not really into men. So why is she going to go with a man to have a child? So there's a very, you've got two options. Yeah, and then there's the other side of it.
And it could be a relationship of convenience, right?
You've got the Sun storyline where you play the male character. You can shag your way through the entire world. You can be bisexual, you can be homosexual, you can be whatever the hell you like in that story. But if he is going to have a child and he's homosexual, the only way that's going to happen, if you play the game from I am only going to make my character sleep with men because that's how I want my story to go, is that he is going to have to rape someone at some point.
What you need is a turkey-based mini game.
So this whole SJW argument, the DLC story is about the offspring of your character in that game, whether you play the brother or the sister. So at some point they are going to have a heterosexual relationship with someone to get pregnant. Or get someone pregnant. If you're playing the male character and playing the I'm going to shag everything that moves, then that's not so much of a problem.
I play the
but
female.
If you go with the other two options, it fucks it up. And then people are getting on their high horse and the fucking snowflake generation can go and shove it up their arse for all I care.
Why couldn't they just have
I suppose...
Why couldn't they just have the stork deliver the baby, like what happens in real life?
Exactly.
It's no different to any storyline in any game that you play where
to be fair,
you have a girlfriend and your main character is male.
To be fair, I'm gonna devil's advocate this because actually the game, as you know, the game was set up originally that you can kind of play a gay female or a gay guy or whatever originally, and the whole original game was like that. So you can see why people are annoyed. Like, I played a female character so I could be a lesbian, right? Well,
as you would.
Now my character's got to have sex with a man. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, but how is that? How are you going to have a child? So you'd rather your character was raped then?
No, just not have the child.
Right. Well,
I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no.
Right, is that all part of the story?
The storyline continues on with the next generation of your family. The family in
that Odyssey, is kind of problematic in an Assassin's Creed game. I would agree.
Odyssey, so
it could be your niece or your nephew.
Right, in Assassin's Creed Origins, you play.
Rammy's got the answer.
It's your niece or your nephew. Done.
Yeah, well, I haven't got to the end of the game.
Yeah, there you go. What?
Suspicion someone's going to die.
Okay, I've got the answer. Okay, you've got these two playable characters, Alexius.
Could have fallen in a woman or something.
No, but you've got Alexius and you've got Cassandra, right? So the other sibling could have a child.
Yeah, niece, nephew.
There you go.
Well, that would work around it, but the storyline.
Wow, that was difficult to fix.
This is why I should work for a games company.
They thought this one through, didn't they? Before bringing it to market. How about we avoid all the cans of worms, and it's your niece or nephew?
They shouldn't have to. They shouldn't. Right, so
it's 2019, dude. This is.
They shouldn't have to.
I
Right,
know,
okay,
but
fine,
this.
right,
This
so
is. But this
from
is
now
the
on,
way,
all
man. This
films
is.
that come out, if a character in that film is supposed to have a child, we can't do that anymore. It has to be their niece or nephew.
Yeah, but the
Yes.
thing is,
We can't call
always.
men-sized tissues men-sized tissues. They have to be large tissues.
I know, but the thing is,
We can't call
is
gingerbread men because they're gingerbread people.
I know, but as much as I agree with what you're saying, the thing is, the gaming world is much more politicized than even film and television. Like television's got pretty bad actually, but it's even more politicized because a lot of gaming websites are more activists than reviewers. Like, a lot of the time you open up a gaming website and it's a gender-based essay on a computer game and how it's sexist, as opposed to this game is fun or this game is...
very little interest in this shit.
Well, same. I did a master's that actually focused on this shit, and I was really happy to end it. And then it became the mainstream culture, and I kind of felt sad because I just want to play games and not have to keep.
It really makes the idea of getting
Worrying
on a
about
spaceship
the
and fucking
politics
off
of
on a
it all.
one-way trip to Mars to help them colonize Mars a really fucking good idea.
Yeah, but they apparently are only going to let you take a catalogue of games where you can only play a non-binary character.
That's not true. God damn it.
Enough hard drives. I'll take a bunch of games.
No, they check people
Either that or
at the
just
gate.
take bloody Pac-Man.
Non-binary only.
Anyway, I think we need to change subject because we're going to alienate the 1 out of 4 fans that we have on.
I'm just tired of all this politics crap coming into games.
No, you know what?
Someone
I mean,
wants to write a story.
I mean, let's
leave
face it. It is a
at
good
that.
discussion. It's a discussion that lives through the whole medium of the industry at the moment, and it is problematic because, you know, I mean, I got very frustrated that Kingdom Come got so much hassle because it didn't have. It got called racist on the basis it didn't have any black characters in it, but it was based.
It's historical.
I know exactly. It was based in
Yeah.
a time where you didn't have black people in Poland or wherever it's set. You know, it's not unconscious bias. It's not, you know, it's not racist. It's just set in a
Historical.
time where,
Yeah.
you know, it's a bit like the whole, you know, the reason people got angry about the whole Battlefield 1 game, because one of the stories changed the facts around
To make it
a
PC.
group of men who died to infiltrate a place or whatever, and they changed the characters, which did upset a lot of people, rightly or wrongly. You can argue either side of the fence, but you know that I do worry when we start trying to change history or representation of history in games, because I think if anyone's read 1984, that's kind of concerning, really.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's unpleasant. We should change that so
like-
it's more
like those people
palatable for
who-
today's public.
Like those people who claim that the Holocaust never happened. Yeah, it did. It's historical
Well,
fact.
you know, it's exactly. If you want to
Yeah.
make a World War II game with strong female characters, then why don't we look at the Russian sniper group? Why don't we look at what women did do in the war that was absolutely amazing? And there was a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there weren't loads of women on the front line, but there were some, and there were, you know, in certain areas, and there's amazing stories you can tell that are fact. And that would have been cool. You know, that's the reason Battlefield 1 did not have any of this fallout, because actually in Battlefield 1 they had representations of women in World War 1 that were completely appropriate and happened. So that's why it didn't get any backlash. That's why people, you know, that's why we didn't have to have this discussion, because it was, you know, they weren't trying to change history. They're going, hey, look, women did some cool stuff. Like, let's showcase it. And I think that's what the industry should do. You know, let's not, you know, let's focus on gender if you want, but make a game about women, but don't, you know, try and change the gender of characters or change history. Just, you know, do it as its own thing. It's like when I heard that they were gonna redo Buffy, but Buffy was gonna change race and they're gonna redo the whole story, and I was thinking, well, this is kind of dumb, because Sarah Michelle
That
Gellar
seems pointless because of the way they ended Buffy. And they
Well,
could have
apparently they're not
literally
gonna
had
do
any
that
Slayer
now.
they
It's going to be set 20 years later with a different Slayer, so that's fine.
That's
But-
much better. And
But it's a
makes
bit like the
lot more
Ghostbusters
sense.
thing, you know. A lot of characters people loved they suddenly became inverted in gender, and it upset people because
we were expecting Ghostbusters 3, not Ghostbusters the reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
There's
understandable.
too much reboot. They're talking about rebooting. Like, how many times has Spider-Man been rebooted in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And they're talking about doing a whole
Four?
bunch of. Aren't they talking about doing someone else? That can't remember who it was, but there was another long-running series that had been going for a while that they were going to talk about rebooting. It's just like, well, hang on a minute, that film's not even like 2 years old, and you're rebooting it already.
I just think continued stories.
I understand the thought that they're talking about rebooting, or they were talking about rebooting the X-Men so that it would fit in with the current
storyline. Yeah.
Storylines and stuff like that. That I can understand.
Well, that's
to try and
reasonable.
bring it all together, or they could just work them in together anyway.
Anyway, we should probably get back to Gabe.
But
I
we've
think,
diverted here.
but I do think that's a hot topic at the
all the
moment in terms of the politics coming into everything and all of that, and it is getting frustrating. I mean, I think we need to think of things in a microcosm. Games are representations of people's fantasy, so a lot of men want to play a big strong guy in a game and be powerful, and a lot of women want to play a strong woman.
I play a lot of games because someone's written a story.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah.
want to see what that story is.
Well, for
If that
example,
story
the
involves
Mass
me
Effect
having-
games. BioWare did a great job in the Mass Effect games. If you play a female protagonist, she's kick-ass, she's badass, she's cool, right? That's how you do it. You don't need to kind of make a point every time. You just
the guy that wrote the Assassin's Creed story had written a story where you have a child.
Yeah.
And the storyline carries on through the next generation of your family, who then go on to have another generation, and then they start the Assassins and all the rest of it that way. The idea is that the family that you are playing in the current game are the predecessors to the first Assassins, or something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
I just wrote that as niece or nephew and not had any of the headaches.
Yeah, I mean, you could have done that. I mean, I think
gamers.
I think you have to make a choice whether you're going to have like a more linear story where you take away a little bit of player choice, but it's more like specific.
It's more your vision.
Yeah, or you kind of. I think the problem they ran into was they gave this option that I think it's good they gave the option. Don't get me wrong, but you kind of have to make that decision, don't you? Whether
it was
it's going to be
ancient Greece.
Well,
they have the same hang-ups that we have now.
I know.
That's very true.
Put people in boxes.
Do you know what? Yeah. You're completely
look,
right.
Here's a label. I'll put it on that person. That person has a label too. Yay!
No, but do you know what? You were completely right, because in ancient Greece, it was not uncommon for the majority of men in particular to actually be gay but have sex with women for children.
Yeah,
it was actually quite common in ancient Greece.
And
interesting.
The Olympic Games was done naked.
Yeah. There you go.
So, hang on a minute.
But again, I mean, yeah.
But I think we've flogged this one to death now.
Pretty much, but it's
it
all getting
is
a little
a
bit
very
much with all this politics bullshit in gaming. I play
hot
games
topic.
to get away from that crap. I don't want
But you know what? I mean, I think
creeping into my games.
But I think it was a good discussion to have, because I think it is worth bringing up, and it is frustrating at times because but let's move on. But I do think it is worth having that discussion, because it's something that people tiptoe around.
Well, we can always come back to it at a later date when the next Snowflake game upsets us.
Yeah, Anthem. No, sorry, joking.
I still haven't got into that yet.
You just sat there like, please.
Although I did just have a massive rant, so I've kind of stopped paying attention to it.
Yeah, that's how you've got your stress out from not logging in. You're like, gender politics will do me for the time being. Well, I can't.
Should we? What have you guys been playing then? Should we talk about that?
The
yeah.
last week or so, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite and getting caught up with the Battle Pass.
Nice.
Which is definitely weird, because I've never been this caught up with it.
Oh, what? So what level are you?
Tier 70.
Oh, tier. Sorry.
Tier 76. I've done.
I think you're about the same tier as my son, who's 12.
6 out of 7 of the weeks completely. I've got 2 achievements left in week 4. One of which is broken, because you've got to fly 5 planes, and if you look at my stream, I've flown about 100.
Right.
It's stuck on 4 out of 5 and won't come. Don't know why. It's really annoying. But apparently, if I finish the rest of the week off, I can still go
It'll
claim the
drop.
reward for that week. But I've
Alright.
also got to eliminate 2 people in a certain place on the map, and it never has people. It's either on my side of the battlefield or their side of the battlefield, and by the time I get from my side after I've spawned to their side, they've all gone to the middle. So there's no one there at the 2 locations I've got to kill, which is annoying because they never put the end zone, never sits
Goes
directly
there.
on that area. Because if it sat directly on that area, it'd be easy. I could just go in there and play the end of the game and finish the match and finish that achievement. But now I've got to go and actually try and track people down and lure people in, because make lots of noise like, "Hey, I'm over here, easy kill, come and get me." Which is mildly frustrating, and Weegate's just dropped on the halfway.
I've been playing Final Fantasy X and completed it.
Nice. Awesome. Was it good the second time around?
Yeah, it's a really good game actually. It's not bad.
I did enjoy 10.
I prefer 8 and 7, but it's probably the last good, in my opinion, the last good Final Fantasy game,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Did you not enjoy 15 at all then?
No, 15 was alright, but the problem with 15 was that it felt like they just cut out a lot of story. And then they
Right.
kind of did all this DLC crap for about 3 years where they're trying to fix it, but have it as episodic content that's not really within the story. So it just
Yeah.
felt quite bare bones and a lot of busy work.
Disjointed and
I mean, the ideas for the story were really good. There was so much potential with it, but it's like Noctis has this, the girl Luna, and
Yeah.
they're meant to get married, and it all goes wrong, and blah blah blah. But in the game,
They're not allowed to get
you never meet the character as Noctis. So
really?
from what I understand, I mean, I didn't fully complete it.
Yeah, I didn't play nearly enough, but what I did play I enjoyed, but
I enjoyed
it was the early part of the game.
I enjoyed it. I just feel, I don't know. There's so much more they could have done. I mean, there was lots of cool stuff in it. A lot of the mechanics are really cool, like the cooking and the kind of way the dialogue and the interaction between the characters. But it just felt slightly hollow. Like there was just a lot missing. Like it felt like there was cutscenes missing, and there was a lack of information about stuff. There wasn't enough elaboration on what's going on, and yeah.
Well, you also picked up Red Dead Redemption, didn't you, Steph?
I haven't finished that, but I really enjoyed it. Actually, it's really good.
I was going to ask whether you finished it or not, or
No, I think I invested about 35 hours into it, and I kind of got the horse I wanted and managed to grow my hair as long as I wanted.
nice.
And then I was like, "Oh, that's good."
I'm done now.
I'm done now. I've achieved. No, but that's a great way of storytelling. Really good.
Yeah.
It's very clever how just these little things you come across to feel real. That's
Organic and part of the world.
Yeah. I think that impressed me a lot. I mean, it's one of those games that I would give 10 out of 10 if they didn't have the online part, which
Don't play it.
No, I've tried it, and and it is really nickel and dimey. And I think my problem with the game is I think it's a shame really, because it's probably one of the best single player games of all time in how it's done and it's made. It's really, really clever.
Yeah.
But and I kind of understand they need to make money, I guess. I mean, they make a hell of a lot of money anyway. But
Yeah.
I think
they
the problem
need to make lots more.
I think the problem that they have, Rockstar, is GTA Online came out in a time where people were more sympathetic to microtransactions, whereas Red Dead Online has come out in a time where everyone's pissed off about them. So
when GTA came out, nobody had a choice about microtransactions. Then Star Wars came out, and people realised, hang on a minute,
this is a massive con.
Someone's taking the piss somewhere.
Well, and EA did everyone a favour.
Let's sort this out now. So they fucking unloaded both barrels in the direction of EA because they were the guys that had the big neon signs. Look at me, I'm a fucking target. Now people know that they don't have to have microtransactions. We can say no, we don't want that crap. And games developers are then put in a really fucking hard position of, well, we can push forward with the microtransactions, but the gaming community have said no, and they probably won't buy it, or we can take it out.
Yeah.
That's their options. They've got two choices. We either give the people what they want, or we do what we want and get fucked for it.
I suppose it depends as well, because if they could still get away with it, in terms of legally, then companies like EA would carry it on, because they still, even if they have a much smaller population of players, they still have whales.
They're still making money hand over fist.
Yeah, there's still
I mean,
people
Mass
who
Effect
get paid far too much money who will just throw it in the direction of a game.
Well, I mean, interestingly, one of the games that really got EA into this was Mass Effect 3, because they had microtransactions on the online part, and apparently they made tons of money off it. I think they made more money off that than even selling the game.
Probably.
Look at for your main example of why this is such an effective business model. Look at Star Citizen.
What, 200 quid for a ship? Fuck off.
No, but people fucking buy it.
Yeah, it's because people have got too much money.
But they buy it. There are people out there that buy it.
Which
how
is
much
insane.
money has that made? It's made more money than the development of Star Wars: The Old Republic, which spent 200 million or something.
Yeah, and it's still in early access.
And it's not
still
even
just a Kickstarter.
Oh, definitely,
come out.
definitely, but it prints money for some reason.
If they're expecting me to go out and spend 200 quid up the wall to buy a ship model, fuck off.
Well, I mean,
so that I can play the game.
They're the
so that I
sketchiest.
can compete with everyone else.
Well, I mean, they're on a whole
It's not
nother
what I
level
want
to
in
EA.
games.
They're on a whole nother level as a company.
So yeah, just.
But no, the people who've made the most money are Fortnite, aren't
Epic. They make £200 million a month.
they? I
League's
think
still
their
up there
profit was
as well.
2.5 billion, or if not profit, then
Yeah.
revenue just from Fortnite.
200 million a month on V-Bucks
It's
worldwide,
totally insane.
and all they're
But-
doing is selling cosmetic items. It has
Yeah.
no bearing on the game whatsoever.
But I've watched my son and also my daughter. They're like, oh, but I want to look cool when I'm playing. I want to look like that one, or I want that outfit.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know. Is it a different mentality across the generations? Maybe that. Oh yeah, it's quite acceptable to.
Well, yeah, we grew up in a
pay
different.
to have your online persona in just the way you want it.
We
because
grew up
they-
in a time where when you bought a video game, you put it in your machine and you played the
And
video
you
game.
played
and
it,
that
and
was
then-
it.
Well, do you
Yeah.
remember how much they
You didn't have
cost?
to pay extra money to get
They-
the extra
wait-
content.
When I used to play games, because I am a bit younger than you guys, but when I used to play
Yeah.
games when I was young, they cost about 20 quid. Like PC games, I remember getting like,
Damn.
it's gone up massively. And and there was a time where it was like, N64 games are 30 quid?
Which at the time
Yeah.
was a lot of money, so
I suppose
Yeah.
it was.
But now it's a
the other side of it
shitload of
is
money
you,
for a
you
game.
paid for a game and you got a game. You didn't pay
Yeah.
for half a game and then wait for them to sell you the rest of the game so you could finish the story. Destiny.
Yeah, well, and Battlefield 1, right?
So,
And Battlefield 2, because in that they've got didn't they not even release? They only released 2 out of the 4 stories or something when the game was launched, and a
Probably.
few maps.
Well, weirdly, kind of off the back of this, a lot of the games I've been playing recently haven't been AAA titles. I'm more now looking at indie titles for, well, gameplay and just something that sucks me in.
the indie games are more appealing at the moment because they don't
Yeah,
have extra hidden costs.
No, and it's a game.
I mean,
You-
Epic worked together with the creators of Subnautica and gave it away for free over Christmas on the
Did
PC.
they? Subnautica was an awesome fun game.
I
Put
got
a lot of hours into that.
Epic gave me Subnautica for free over Christmas.
That's nice of them.
I'm still not
Yeah.
a fan of the Epic Store thing. I don't want to.
I understand why they've done it. Blizzard's done it. Origin did it.
Oh, no,
EA did it
I
with Origin.
I understand. I totally understand why. I think the reason that I personally.
Even Discord has a store selling games.
Yeah.
There's a game coming up on there called
I
Money,
get it.
which is basically like Jaws Unleashed on the PS2.
No, I mean I get why they're doing it, but just from a convenience point of view as a gamer who plays a lot of PC games, I would much rather just have Steam installed than have to have 6 or 7 different launchers to play games. Like
everyone wants to corner their own part of the market. They all want their own 50 years of fame.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if any of them will ever beat Steam at this point, because Steam is so old. Like,
it's been around forever. That was the only option for people to release games onto. Now,
it was, but
there's games on the Epic launcher that I guarantee will be on Steam. Subnautica.
Oh yeah. Well, for example, I've had Steam. I've had my Steam account since 2004, so I've had it for 14 years. So I'm at a point where the idea of having to get different launchers and have all my games in one place is pretty off-putting.
Yes, but that's for someone who's been playing for 14 years. You've got kiddies coming up now that will only know the Epic launcher, because all they've played.
Do you not think they'll know Steam though? Because I mean, there's so many games on Steam. Not necessarily. You not think?
If a kid has only been playing Fortnite, and that's the only thing they've been interested in since they got their computer.
Nah, I disagree here, because Nate plays Fortnite a lot, but he's now moving away from that, and he got into Steam by my Steam account and playing some games on there, so much so that he's like, oh, I want my own Steam account, I want to start building my own library of games, which is totally understandable.
I mean, Steam's like Facebook for gaming. It is really visible, I think.
Yeah.
For PC gamers, I'm not necessarily saying the majority of gamers that play Fortnite probably play it on Xbox and PlayStation. I guess.
But weirdly, the way Nate is getting into these Steam games is through
YouTube,
what he watches on YouTube and what he watches people play. And I guess he goes looking for certain types of game, like Hearts of Iron 4 is one he's
is he looking at that?
To play.
Depends on the
he's desperate to play that.
That's
it won't run on my
work.
laptop.
That's I know, but that's like a serious, that's
strategy, isn't it? Big
God.
Yeah, he's massively into that. So and Space Engineers he plays. He
good.
Got me to purchase that for him. So I mean, some of these are pretty deep games that he's getting himself into.
God, wow.
But unfortunately, my laptop's getting old now, and I can't. It won't play half of the games he really wants to play, which is a shame. One day.
God. I think we should call it there.
Yeah. I just want to say what game I've been playing recently.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing loads of Graveyard Keeper.
Ooh, what's that? What is that about?
It's Graveyard Simulator, basically.
It is, Graveyard Simulator. I take it you've heard of Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
And you're aware of that, and
it's kind of like
it's Stardew Valley with corpses, basically.
So you have a go at me for playing Farming Simulator.
I know, right?
And you now
I
look
figured
after
you'd
graves
want to hear all about
free
this.
Times.
I've spent absolutely hours on this game, and it's other people have watched me play some of it and said, "God, this game is fucking boring." But it's just so easy to pick up and play for like maybe 10, 15 minutes, and I just like the idea of, oh well, there's no stress. I can just sit and almost turn my brain off and just faff around with this and just achieve little things. So
sometimes that's quite nice, though, isn't it? I
mean,
mean,
it is. It's so much so that now I'm thinking, well, I might finish this soonish. I've spent that much time playing it, and then what am I going to do?
Play League of Legends.
Maybe I should buy Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley's alright. I've played it.
Yeah, I know,
it's not
right?
a bad game. You quite enjoy that.
Yeah, no, I think I would. Yeah. But but things like that, and also I want to give a shout out as another of my games, best games of last year is Hollow Knight.
Oh, I played that at yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Isn't it awesome though?
It is pretty damn good.
Metroidvania, and again, it's an indie title, and that's seems to be where it's at the moment. Because I'm finding the AAA titles need a bigger investment of time than I currently have, if that makes sense.
But also, there's less good AAA titles than there used to be, because so many of them are nickel and diming that you don't really... I don't know, it's not really...
They're not as gripping. There isn't the tail, there isn't the same escapism that there was.
Well, no, I think that's the thing. I mean, it's like, as well, the big publisher, like if you look at EA solely focused on live games.
Yeah.
I think the only game that they've released, I think, over the last year or two has been A Way Out, which was kind of an indie game.
It was
right.
Indie.
Yeah.
Buy one copy, 2 people get to play it.
Oh, that one. That looks really interesting.
Prison Break the game, basically.
Yeah. Apparently that's good, but they don't really.
It doesn't get traded in.
No.
Rarely.
Yeah, because it's a good game to play with a friend.
I mean, it'll be interesting.
Getting people asking for it, and we've never got it.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Dragon Age 4, because I know BioWare are working on that next. I actually quite like Dragon Age 3, but I don't know. I'm quite worried about BioWare as a company. I've kind of given up on them, but
yeah,
if Anthem is a good game and it does have good story, then maybe some of my hope will be restored. I mean, I'm not really particularly interested in playing Anthem, but if it's got a good story, then you are.
I am. I just can't.
Yeah, I really want to know what you think once you finally get on and get to play some.
It's got a pretty load screen.
That's alright.
Oh dear.
And I want to know whether the Forge is unlocked on this VIP demo.
The Forge.
I'm assuming that's customization options.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
The audience aren't interested in hearing about Dead trying to log on to Anthem, so let's say goodbye.
We'll wrap up.
I'm going to wait for the internet to go to sleep and then try.
I have been Stef, and this has been Rammy.
Good night.
And this has been DedReckoning.
Night, folks.
Goodbye. See you another time. Have fun in life. Au revoir.
Bye.
Good luck. Have fun.